Good day. A disturbing new twist has emerged in the adoption of Mrs. Rachel Alamo, the principal of Community High School, el-rufai, in Oyo State, as her husband reveals that the kidnappers have refused to negotiate with the family and insist on speaking only with government officials. The shocking development has sparked fresh concerns about Nigeria's worsening security crisis and raised uncomfortable questions about the growing confidence of criminal groups operating across the country. For more than 2 weeks, the Alamo family has lived in uncertainty. A wife is missing. A mother is absent. A school principal remains in captivity. Yet, despite the emotional pain and desperation of her loved ones, those holding her hostage reportedly have no interest in discussing her release with the family. Instead, according to her husband, Professor Wole Alamo, they want direct communication with the government. The revelation has generated intense debate among Nigerians, many of whom are asking why kidnappers will reject family negotiations in favor of government engagement. Is this simply another kidnapping for ransom? Or does it point to something deeper and more troubling? Speaking about the ordeal, Professor Alamo disclosed that the captors have maintained contact through WhatsApp messages but have repeatedly refused to engage family members in any meaningful discussion. The captors say they don't want to talk to us. They only want to talk to the government, he said. Those words have added a new layer of misery to an already disturbing case. For years, kidnappings across Nigeria have followed a familiar pattern. Families are contacted, demands are made, negotiations begin. But this case appears different. The kidnappers' decision to bypass the family entirely has fueled speculation about their intentions and objectives. While security experts caution against jumping to conclusions, many observers believe the development highlights the increasingly complex nature of criminal operations in the country. The attack that led to Mrs. Alamo's adoption reportedly occurred on May 15. According to reports, armed men stormed Community High School in el-rufai, leaving chaos and destruction in their wake. Teachers were reportedly killed. Students and staff members were abducted. Property was destroyed. Vehicles were set ablaze. What should have been a normal school day quickly transformed into a nightmare for educators, for students, and residents of the community. Professor Alamo recalled how he received the devastating news. Like every other working day, he and his wife had left home separately to attend their respective duties. He headed to the SCE campus of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, where he serves as a lecturer in the Department of Forest Resources Management. His wife traveled to her school, where she served as principal. Then came the call. At approximately 9:20 a.m., he was informed that his wife had been kidnapped. The news was almost impossible to comprehend. Rushing back to the area, he encountered scenes of devastation. The school had been the latest symbol of Nigeria's security challenges. According to him, several people had been affected during the attack, and the Toyota Corolla used by his wife for transportation was burnt. Since that day, the family's suffering has continued. Professor Alamo says they have not been allowed to speak directly with Mrs. Alamo. The only indication that she remains alive has reportedly come through videos allegedly recorded under the supervision of her captors. For any family, such circumstances would be heartbreaking. The inability to hear the voice of a loved one, to know their condition, or to reassure them of ongoing efforts for their release creates an emotional burden that few can fully understand. Beyond the personal tragedy, however, the incident has ignited national conversations about insecurity, particularly within Nigeria's education sector. Across different regions of the country, schools have been increasingly become targets for criminal attacks. Students, teachers, and administrators have found themselves caught in situations that many believe would never occur within educational environments. The attack in Oyo State has therefore become more than an isolated criminal incident. For many Nigerians, it represents another warning sign, another reminder that insecurity continues to affect communities far beyond traditional conflict zones. Another indication that educators are often forced to work under difficult and dangerous conditions. Professor Alamo expressed confusion over why his wife became a target. According to him, she was committed to her profession and focused on improving educational opportunities within the community she served. He described her as someone whose primary goal was to contribute positively to society. My wife did not offend anyone. She only came to contribute to the development of the area, he said. His remarks have resonated with many members of the public. Questions continue to emerge about the risks faced by teachers and school administrators who dedicate themselves to serving communities across the country. Mrs. Alamo reportedly traveled approximately 62 kilometers daily to reach her place of work. Despite the challenges associated with such a journey, she remained committed to her responsibilities. Today, that dedication has become part of a story that has captured national attention. Meanwhile, security agencies are reportedly investigating the WhatsApp communications sent by the kidnappers. Professor Alamo stated that the phone numbers used by the captors have been forwarded to relevant authorities. He expressed confidence that security operatives are working on the matter. The family has also acknowledged the support received from the Oyo State government during the crisis. Professor Alamo commended Governor Seyi Makinde for standing by the family and not abandoning them during a period of immense uncertainty. Still, as the days continue to pass, concerns remain high. The questions are multiplying. Why are the kidnappers refusing family negotiations? What exactly do they want from the government? How long will the victims remain in captivity? And perhaps most importantly, when will Mrs. Rachel Alamo and others affected by the attack finally regain their freedom? Until those questions are answered, the Oyo school adoption will remain one of the most closely watched security stories in Nigeria, serving as both a personal tragedy and a national test of the country's response to growing insecurity. For more updates and in-depth analysis, stay with us on News Express. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.